friends, how you doing? I hope you're having a great Saturday it is today. And yeah, I'm coming to you from the studio because I've just made something that I'm really proud of and really happy to share with you, which is a new instrument for the Rapid Flow template. And yeah, you can see it here, this little bit of code in the form of a plugin, which is a note-by-note sample of an instrument that I love. If you've been watching this channel, you've seen it here and there before. Let me take you with me. It's this guy right here from Analogue Solutions, what's it called? The Telemark, which, yeah, you know, Analogue Solutions is very obvious about that. It's inspired by SEM. This is the Telemark version, which has basically a patch bay on it. I love that it's huge, you know, and then you have lots of space to access stuff. It's really nice to work with it. More important than anything, it sounds amazing. There is also a smaller version of it, which is called the Semblance, which is mostly just this part. And yeah, these guys are available still really cheap, guys. Right now, if you're of the European persuasion, there's one up on eBay Kleinanzeigen for $6.99. Like, please, someone go out there and buy it, because yeah, I'll feel tempted to do it myself, to have a stereo SEM, which is ridiculous. I don't need it. Yeah, somebody please go and get it. It's actually from a guy that I know, a guy called Ingo. Super nice guy. I mean, you know, I'm just saying if no one's hacked his account or anything, but yeah, you know, normally speaking, super nice guy. I know him. I used to work with him together in the music instrument scene. So yeah. Reach out to Ingo, snatch yourself up a Telemark. Well, you know, maybe you don't need to actually, because maybe you can just get the sample pack from it. All right, let me show you what it sounds like. And yeah, for those of you maybe before we start that don't know what a SEM is, I mean, it may be possible, you know, it's a very famous instrument, but it's basically something that Tom Oberheim designed in the 70s. It was sort of his first synth that came out. It's absolutely revered. There's like monsters where they've strapped 8 of these into a big box and then made it into an 8-voice yeah, polyphonic synth. It sounds amazing. It's a beautiful instrument. I used to have the reissue in the studio, which also, it did sound amazing. It had the same growl that you just heard, and of course also a little patch panel, but the envelopes for my taste were too slow. I didn't enjoy working with it as a percussive bass instrument, and I could never get anything good from the filter envelope. So I ended up letting it go because I realized that I actually prefer the Analogue Solutions Telemark, because it has the same growl, the same vibe, but it has way snappier, faster envelopes, and I really like the way it's laid out. It's really easy to work with. So yeah, let's have a listen maybe to what the actual original sounds like, without the copious amounts of reverb. Here we go. Oops, that's not gonna work. Hang on a minute. Something's messed up with my camera settings. Let me see if I can just reset this quickly so that you can actually see something. There we go. Okay, God, I've never done this before while I was recording something, so hopefully this is going to work. All right, so let me show you what the filter and stuff like that sounds like on the original. So I'm playing that now just with MIDI. Let me take this up here a little bit for ya. There we go. All right, so let's have a listen. How close did I get to that in the box? Yeah, let me put this back here so you can see a little bit more of the studio. Here we go. And yeah, so I've just mapped a little controller here to have some cutoff action. Yeah, and it goes really ridiculously low. Yeah, so this was actually tricky to do because most tuners wouldn't grab that sound all the way down there, but you can go really low with it. So what did I do is basically I took that SEM instrument over there We're back on the SEM now, and I processed it with all this outboard gear and pre-mixed it so it fits into the template perfectly. So yeah, this is it going through the outboard. Let me show you what it sounds like without the outboard. So let me take off the compressor, the EQ, the line driver, and the, what's it called, loud on the liftoff. So it's a really great sound, but I found it had way too much bass on the spectrum analyzer. As you can see, it goes way low, and that's going to definitely cause trouble. So when you're mixing it with your kick. So yeah, I snapped on the louder than liftoff. As you can see, there's some substantial bass that's been cut away there, so that yeah, when you play it with a kick drum, which we tend to do in electronic music, there's space for it. Let me show you what it sounds like without that filter. So right now it's with. Let's take it out. Yeah, so you notice it starts to get a little bit weird. It doesn't fit into the mix nicely. And then what I did is I added some compression, and I added a little bit of the Clock Technic Tube EQ. So then it came out like this. Yeah, there you go. So that is it. That is the little clone of the SEM by Analog Solutions, one of the best synths that I found for doing sort of these continuous basses. I really went all in on this and did it note by note. So there's loads of samples that have been done here so that I had note by note recordings of each note in a usable range. And then I did go in and do loop points on all of them so that you can hold those drones as long as you want. I don't want to tell you how much work that was. And I have to do it again for Ableton 9 because you can't open the Ableton 11 instrument. Oh God, what am I saying? Ableton 11 instruments on 9. I should have done this just in 9 and open it afterwards in 11. I'm an idiot. But anyway, you live and learn. So yes, I'm going to have to do all this again for having it backwards compatible to Ableton 9, which is really important to me so that people can use this regardless of what version they're working on. But yes, this will be on my store soon, as soon as I get around to doing all this work for Ableton 9. Thank you to the people that let me know that it's actually correctly pronounced Ableton. And while we're in the topics of things that were not quite correct, I'm really sorry that the sound on my last 2 videos was really bad. It was really hard to hear my voice over the background music. I've always been really annoyed at, why do people always wear headphones in YouTube recordings? I know now because you can actually judge what you're doing. And I just had it on my speakers. I thought it would be nice not to wear headphones, and it turned out that I didn't hear properly how loud the music was compared to my voice. So I'm really sorry about that. I did get some slack on it in the comments, which is fair enough. I'll definitely make sure to keep headphones on in the future so that doesn't happen again. And I was thinking, should I go back and do them again? And you know what? I thought, hey man, these things happen. I'm sorry about it. It sucks, but it's pretty understandable if you listen, with 2 ears, I guess. And I thought, should I go back and spend another day doing those, or shall I spend a day making this sampled instrument and the video for it, which is what I actually chose to do, which I think was definitely the better choice. As the Buddha once said, paraphrased, chariveti, chariveti, which means something along the lines of keep on moving, which is what I decided to do in this case. So I hope you like this instrument. You can snatch it up on my store pretty soon. Give me a little bit of time to get around to doing the Ableton 9 files. And I hope you have a great time using it in your tracks. A real, original, fully processed SEM growl for your tracks. Ready to go in the Rapid Flow template. All right, that's it for me. Have a great Saturday evening. And what is it? This is going to be coming out actually on a Sunday, is it? Yeah, on a Sunday. So you'll see this on a Sunday evening. And Have a great time in the studio, people. Take care. Bye-bye.